Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and also happy Diwali, Dhanteras, and Gujarati New Year time to all of you. In this happy festival time with 4 days of leave, I am coming to you with one of the interesting aspects of the festival. When we talk about Diwali, Diwali is festival of lights and also consumption of sweets, sweets in varied quantities and varieties and sharing sweets to others. So today we are going to talk about one of the favorite sweets and a cultural icon of India. Let us share. Today's discussion, we are going to have around 1 hour an interesting talk on Diwali festival special, Halwa. So when we say Halwa, Halwa is a sweet when you pronounce it. But for most of us, with varied experiences and varied things, Alva, the vernacular form, is an emotion. It evokes a lot of interesting thoughts, interesting flavors, interesting variations in each one of them. I started my exploration into Halwas earlier, way back in 2012-13. And when my daughter got married, the bridegroom was from Sriliputur. So we had an interesting exposure to Sriliputur, the temple, and also the Palgo, Sriliputur Palgo. So for the reception, I plan to give each one a nice packet of special Palgova from the Pudiya Marutadi Sundar Singh. And instead of just giving the sweet, I wanted to explore what it is about and started writing a small note about what Palgoa history and how in 1970 the White Revolution created surplus milk and it was leveraged into Palgoa. So the story was interesting, and so along with the packet of Palgoa in the thing, I added a small write-up about Palgoa and how to cook Palgoa in a simple way with microwave. So that was a well received. So next time, when my son got married around 8 years ago, the bride is from Madurai. So this time, I wanted to do a similar thing and I explored. And my passion, my interest about the Madurai Premavilas, the Halwa Chakravarti, was good. So I had a talk with the owner, Manohar Singh, and got some interesting details and arranged for delivery of each invitee a packet of nice Madurai Premala Salva during the reception. So, in addition, as usual, I wanted to give a note on what halwa is. So, prepared a small write-up on how the halwa came into Tamil Nadu and how it is expanded as Lala Mithai Kadai over a period. So that started the interest in Halwa again, and I was trying to expand it into a full-fledged experimentation along with the heritage of Halwa. But I couldn't find the time. This Diwali time, I had 4 long days of thing. I did a lot of, while everybody was preparing Halwa, I started researching about Halwa, and Briefly, I have found out so many varieties and so many variations. And in this presentation, I am trying to give variations of halwa, how it is structured, and how it is consumed in different flavors in different locations. So when you talk about Alwa is not a very recent phenomena. This Arabic means sweet meat. And they in Turkey they have been doing this and they had early sweets out of flour and sugar. And Arabic version had flour, dates, milk, and a mixture of all this into a gooey stuff. Again, why credited to the Arabic? Most of the ancient civilizations, like Tamil and others, had similar mixtures and would have existed there because if you see the content, the flour, milk, sweet, and fat are the four basic food elements which everybody will have. So people want to combine all these things and create it into a unique sweet for their country. So that has been there. When we talk about evidences are there for a long time. In from 12th century itself, Manasalasa by the famous Kalyani king Someshwara maintained Shari and Na. So this they interpret as the equivalent of the Kesari Bath, the simple Rava Kesari of Tamil Nadu. So that has been referenced way back in 12th century. Similarly, a lot of receipts started happening in Arabic text called Kitabi al-Tabi. So that talks about 8 different varieties of halwa and how they are prepared. So there is enough documentation on the combination of the flour, the milk, sweet and fat combined together into a solid form and a consumable sweet for a long time. So that is a history. When we talk about who has got the pride of Alva, it is not India, it is Oman. For Oman, Halwa is the national sweet. So on their 45th Independence Day, they created a new World Guinness record by Al Hosseini Sweets, where they prepared the largest halwa in the shape of the country, and this was filled up by 75 kgs of halwa cooked in 45 missiles overnight continuously, and then they spread it into a balance and garnished with cream and other things. So, halwa is the national sweet and which is normally consumed along with coffee, Arabic coffee kawa, which is normally black coffee and strong. So it's a deadly combination, coffee with alwa. So this is how Arabs enjoyed alwa. Now, when it comes to India, it has come, it has percolated, it has spread in various forms and various structures. Each state had its own variations and other things. When I analyze this, we come to a common chemical formula. So if you see this, there is a base, a solid or something, and with the base we combine a liquid for boiling and then coming into a common substance, and to this add a sweetener. And also for cooking medium and binding all these things, we add a cooking medium like oil or ghee. So apart from this, We do sprinkle lots of nuts and other things as a garnish, like your makeup. And finally, we get into Alwa. So this is the basic formula for any variation of Alwa. Now, how do we get different Alwas? By changing the base. So the base can be milk, simple milk, or fruit mashed, or grain, whole grain or flour of grain, or vegetables, vegetable puree, or cut vegetables, or pulses. Even again pulses like grams and other things, either boiled or flour variety. So by putting different bases, you get different flavors, different structures. Then when they boil this base, you use different liquids. It can be simple water, or we add cow's milk for flavor and binding, or when we want richness, you add coconut milk. Or we want milder flavor, just add coconut water. And if you want a solid thickness, you add egg white and then make it into a very, very binding stuff. Then coming to sweetener, the normal sweetener is your white sugar, so quintessential white sugar. But in some of the conscious sweets, we use country sugar like gur, jaggery, or some of the exotic varieties use palm sugar, which is fantastic. So depending on what kind of sweetener you use, your color and flavor differs. Then the cooking medium, the kind of the binding agent we use to convert heat and then bond everything together. So normally people say that we cook everything in ghee, but if you look deeper into this, the amount of ghee might be for flavoring and other things, and then they may be using bulk of refined oil or only refined oil. In some of the southern sides, in particular Kerala, they use coconut oil instead of the typical groundnut oil or refined oil. In addition, we have varieties of toppings, pure saffron, badam, pista, cashew, or pumpkin. So, depending on the combination of the base, the various liquids in which it is boiled, how it is sweetened, and what kind of cooking medium it is used, you get different kind of halwas from solid to liquid to semi-solid and running, various varieties. So let us see some halwa varieties and try to understand our cultural heritage in different varieties and different things. So what we are going to see here is how the particular halwa type is structured and how it looks like and how soft or how hard it is. And if any popular shops is there specific for this, that popular shop and some amount of history about it. This is how we are going to cover various types of halwas. The first one, very simplest one, is the milk halwa. So here, this is the formula I am consistently using. What kind of class, the base class is there, milk based or something. And scale, scale here means the strongest one is 10, the softest one is 1. And what is the name of the alva and what is the base it is using, what is the liquid, additional liquid, and sweetener, which sweetener is in, and which cooking medium. So, if you see the pal goa or the milk goa, the basic goa is unsweetened. So, this is what we use in lot of cooking. But when we sweeten it, sweetened pal goa is the basic simple sweet. When we talk about this, the popular one in Srivilikutu, it has got a huge collection of network of cooperative milk producer societies. And then due to the 1960 advanced white revolution, they got excess of milk and then they started leveraging the unpredictable high supplies by converting them into milk or condensing with sugar. Now, in this process, before it caramelizes and turns slightly brown. For this, we don't need to add any liquids, like you say, and then there is no cooking medium. The milk fat itself is enough. But if we add some more ghee in the preliminary stages just before taking out, and then you don't cook a long till caramelization, you get a gooey kind of an alva type of thing, which is a palkova. So, what are the oldest shops? Here is the Puliyamarathadi Palgova, which is on the south side of the temple. So, this is how it looks. And there is one more original shop which is called Venkateswara Vilas. Now there is a posh hotel, posh shop outside the junction, and there is one inside the temple also. So these are the very oldest Palgova shops in Sriliputur. Like I said earlier, if we take it out little bit early, along with some amount of ghee, you get the Doodh Halwa, which is also available in many of the northern states. So this is the simplest form of halwa. No complexity, just add milk and then sugar and then stir it and finally it comes at a soluble. Now let us see some complex one. Tirunelveli Alva. The moment you talk about Alva, immediately people say Tirunelveli. Why it is so famous? It has been there for ages. Halwa was not invented in Tirunelveli. It came from Arabic. It moved over. It stayed in Gujarat for quite a number of times. And Gujaratis and Rajasthanis enjoy sweets like anything. And slowly from there, it moved over to south. But what made it so popular here? Let us see the story. In 18th century, the Sokampatti Jamindar went to Kasi and he tasted a halwa, I don't know what type, and he was very, very excited. And immediately he caught hold of the Rajput cook who did it, Jagan Singh, and he shifted the family to his palace in Sokanpatti and allowing them to get settled there and start preparing for the palace. Slowly they expanded, more relatives came, and then they started shops in Chokkambatti itself. Now, in the current generation, after several generations, there is one shop, the oldest shop called Dhanalakshmi Vilas, which I showed here, which talks about the generations of his relatives spreading over all over southern Tamil Nadu. So from Sokkambatti, it moved over to Tirunelveli, Lakshmi Vilas by Noor Singh, Madurai Prema Vilas by Gangaram Singh, Ganga by Firm. In Tirunelveli, Iritagadai started by Bijli Singh, and Nagarkoil, Lala Sweets by Sitaram Singh. Thoothukudi, Mattakadai by Govinda Singh. Tenkasi, we had the Periyalala Kadai by Subbu Singh. Sivaganga, Rajarajeshwari by Rajaram Singh. So these are all relative and connected with Jagan Singh. And then the network of Rajputana shades or Lalas spread. So they operated under a brand of LMK. What LMK? Lala Mitai Kadai. So Lala Mitai shop, Kadai means shop. So Lala Mitai shops were the brand they were operating with their own names. And like our Bunyandi Villas, LLK is also a class of restaurants or sweet shops. So apart from Alva, which is their prime one, they also offered bundi. This is the bundi laddu, which is the bundi is prepared and then it is smashed and then made it into life and created laddu. That is far more tastier than the motichur laddu. And Pal Alva, like I mentioned earlier, Mysore Pak. Mysore Pak is a very tough customer to make. You miss 5 seconds, 10 seconds, it becomes very hard or very soft. And Kara save, you might have heard Kara save. They also started creating sweet save with a coating of sugar on top. So these shops operated all over southern Tamil Nadu and became famous. So one of the earliest shops in this series is in Sokombati itself. So this is the shop where in Sokombati main road. This is on near Tengasi. Before Tengasi, we on Kadayam. This shop is there. Dhanlakshmi was on the highway, and this is the details. And this is the history of the shop with their trainees. This is how it looks like, gooey and then very fluid and easy to swallow and tasty. Now, what is the unique? See the texture, see the translucence and the way it easily flows. What is the secret of this process and taste? The unique taste, they say, is due to the water, Tamrabarri water, where it has got a lot of mineral copper content. And the wheat milk is fermented in copper pots overnight. So they say that, like the Scotch whiskies of Scotland, where the Glen water gives the flavor, the Alva also is like a Scotch whiskey. It has got its own maturity flavor due to the region. So this is how it is marketed nowadays. And also what they do is, once the mixture is cooked and taken out in the right moment, the excess ghee is not drained, so it is left over. So if you see it hard, it will be like this. But if we leave it for 2 hours, 3 hours, once it cools, it has got a white snowy layer on top, which is the ghee frozen into. So next time when you eat, don't bite it, just reheat it in microwave or something for 10 seconds and it will be back to its original form. So this keeps as a protective layer and increases the shelf life. This is what creates the melt in the mouth kind of a feeling. In addition, Eric says that they got the perfect practice of taking it in the right moment so that we maintain the consistency. Premyola says that we use samba wheat from Punjab. They recruited from Punjab and then they take the first milk alone, not the second, third, and ferment it and with sugar and they use fully ghee, not like your refined oil in other things, fully ghee and that too from sourced from Uttajatram. In the end, they just add a little to get the shiny effect. So this is the secret of Tirunelveli Alva. Now let us go to the actual town of Tirunelveli. If you see this, as you know, the wheat Alva is prepared from fermented wheat milk and we just add water for the cooking and sugar. And normally people say ghee, but most of them use only refined oil. In Tirunelveli, we have three major brands which are the dominant. One is the old Lakshmi Vilas, and then the Iritakade, and the recent Shanti Sweets. The Shanti Sweets mechanize the process very fast, and then they had volumes. So they have got a lot of clones. They spawned out. So this is the Lakshmi Vilas shop. This is how we come out of the Tirunelveli Junction railway station, and this is Bangan just before the bus stand. The Irtukadai, they call it as Irtukadai because they have one small shop. This is near the Tirunelveli town, opposite Nellapur temple. They have only 140 watts bulb, no other advertisement, no board, nothing. So that is how it is famous, like our alumni, Madras Christian College. Madras Christian College never had a board till 1990s. Only later they put a board. Otherwise, there is no board. MCC is MCC. It is known. Like that, Iritakadai is Iritakadai. It is known. So no board, nothing, no. But the branding of Alva is let's see the translucent Alva. The third guy is Shanti. There also, the main original branch is just opposite Lakshmi Vilas. But whereas in that street itself, there are 5 or 6 Lakshmi Vilas, and you go to town bus stand where people reach in a hurry and finally grab a packet of halwa when they go home. There is around continuous number of Shanti seats all over the place, and you will be confused which one is the original. Nothing is the original there. So this is where the popularity of the brand creates a lot of clones. Now we come to the third variety of the Nellveli Alva. So this is in Madurai, the Halwa Chakravarti Prema Vilas Lala Mitai Kadai. The variation is that they use ghee instead of refined oil. So this is where the shop is. The original shop is near Town Hall Road. This is just opposite railway station. See the consistency. People come there. In addition to parcel, they also eat 60 grams of halwa and then a complimentary savory of some mixture or something. This is how it is packed. So it was started in 1954 and various duplicate exists all over the place. And this is the only good one. And we say that this is the king of Alwas. I would say, this is my personal opinion, primarily used to extensive use of ghee and process. And I have said the Alva I purchased for my son's marriage stayed good without it turning sour and other things for more than 25 days plus. Interestingly, people come to this at all sorts of hours. It is a comfort food. So the shop is open from morning 4 a.m. till 12 midnight. In the morning, early morning, I see people coming up early morning, Pandian Express and everything, which comes at early morning. People come here, walk up, and have a piece of halwa, and then have coffee and go home quietly. We don't know. They may not be getting coffee at home or at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So all this is risk management. And in addition to the wheat halwa, they are also famous for the milk halwa, which is a varied form of palva, which is smooth and soft. So that about your Tirunelveli halwas. There is a variation of Tirunelveli halwa, which is called maskot. Even that is marketed very heavily just outside the bus stand in Tirunelveli. Maskot means coconut oil in Ceylon. And one of the residents of Mudalur, he explored in Sri Lanka and tried to make the sweet and then successful and started branding it. This is how it is textured and this is how it is branded. Here, instead of wheat milk, they use maida milk so that the fiber content is very less and then it is a finer quantity. Other variation is they add coconut milk and they garnish with cashew powder. So the end product is slightly different, smoother and creamier stuff. And this is also popular and packaged. And there are two brands, SJ and AJJ, who are doing a roaring business. So this is Moscow Alva with a variation of addition of coconut milk. So see how by changing the ingredients we get different material. Now having seen all these are milk based. When we say milk based, you take the grain, grind it, and then extract the milk, and that milk is boiled to a solid consistency. Now we are coming to the next category of fruits. This is the Kozhikode banana halwa, the Nadan halwa, it is popularly called. So they make it in banana, and multiple other things. They use sugar or jaggery depending on the fruit, and then they use coconut oil. So this is a variation. So again, the story comes from Gujarat. So from chefs from Gujarat start preparing Alva for Zamorins in Kozhikode, and then later they settle. They evolved a full street. This street is still there as SM, sweet meat street or a Mithai Karan, Mithai Thiru. That Thiru is full of this kind of sweet shops. What is speciality of Kozhikode Nadan Alva is that it is made from coconut oil and fruits. So it is a lot of fiber and this is solid. So in our softness scale, it is rated as number 7. This is the fourth hardest Alva. One of the popular Alva shops in Kozhikode is the Kozhikode and Alva Kairili Sweets, which is in Muttai. And this is how they package different kinds of varieties. And there is an online shop available called Fulwa. It gives a full collection of all fruits. Black halwa, normal ghee, wheat halwa, green chili, watermelon, kiwi fruit, honey fruit, dates, tender coconut, carrot, mango, everything is there. Banana, pineapple, pomegranate, grape, badam, chocolate, passion fruit, 24 varieties they are given. In addition, there are some more fancy varieties, but this is the range. But it is solid, chewy, and it lasts for a longer period because of coconut oil. Now, from fruit, now we are going to the next class of grain or flour, which is one of the easiest halwa methods. Whatever we have seen so far, the first one is the most complex and painful method where we grind the grain and then take the milk out and then condense it to a solid ghee form and then add something. Here it is, instead of breaking all these things, you straight away dump the flour, sugar and mix it. So here, if you see the simplest form, this is what is mentioned. In Manas Ullasa, what is mentioned is the Rava Kesari or Suji Alva. This is the basic Alva where you put Suji, sugar and water and add little ghee. That's it. Like Upma, you have a sweet Upma. This is called as Kesari Bath in Karnataka. This is how it looks like, Kesari Bath. So normally when you eat Kesari Bath, it is with less sweet. Like Upma, you can eat quantities. Whereas the Tamil Nadu and other North Indian varieties of Kesari, Rava Kesari, the amount of sweetness is more and the ghee is more, and you can't eat this much in one shot. So this is one of the popular sweets. The next one is Atake Alva. So instead of using suji, they are using wheat flour straight away. And in liquid, instead of adding just water, they add milk. So this variation gives Atake Alva. Easy to prepare in most of the North Indian temples and in Gurudwaras and other things. This is the first offering as a puja prasada, which is given in most of the temples, in particular the Gurudwaras. This is something like how in our temples we give Shakara Pongal. And it is warm, hot, and beautiful. Now, the next variation, Halwa number 9, is Ateke Halwa. And here the variation is instead of ate, we give dalia. So the wheat flour is dalia. So there is some typo error here. So dalia or lapsi halwa is made from cracked wheat. So it is not the flour, it is a cracked wheat. So the fiber content is retained. And then the gluten is less. So this is how it looks like. The creamy and some amount of flaky. And it has got some crunchy feeling also with the lumps. So it's very interesting and you get a feel that you are eating something solid. The next variety is the Dahlia broken wheat, which is shown as the different variety. Here, the base is little complex. It is done from roasted, sprouted wheat. So the wheat is first left for 1 or 2 days so that it starts sprouting and most of the content turns to malt. Then it is roasted. It is like a beer. It is like a solid beer. So the malt is roasted and then made into a powder, and then from that they make the halwa. It is crunchy. It is a Mughal era dish. And there is one shop in Delhi, which is one of the oldest shops, which has been selling this for a long period. And the Sohan Alwa, this is how it is called, is very famous there. So like this one, they have no branches. So you can see the texture. It is lumpy. It has got large grains, and it is little chewy. And this is the address. It is in Chandni Chowk. So this is one of the healthiest foods. Now coming to the next one is another variation, dodal. What is the meaning of dodal? I don't know because there are so many stories. But again, it is from Sri Lanka, Sonagakara, Sonagakara, Sonagars. Sonagars are a class of merchants from foreign. So their dish is there. Here, instead of like your normal alwa, they use rice flour instead of wheat milk, and to that coconut milk is added. And another interesting variation is that they use palm jaggery instead of normal sugar, or so it gives a totally different kind of taste, and it is like a black halwa. When you see this, you won't feel like eating it, but the moment you take the first one, wow, it is a different feeling, and the flavors hit you. This is where I worked for 5 years in Kilakare, which is near Rameswaram. There is one sweet stall, Ravi sweet stall. They used to prepare it around 4 o'clock. They prepare 10 kilos every day or 15 kilos. I was talking about 1980s. In 1.5 hours, it will be sold. So being a bank employee, we used to book it in advance, give me half a kilo or quarter kilo, like that. Now this has spread to all over the Ramnad region and it is popular and it is sold in online also. And it is one of the popular different healthy sweets of Tamil Nadu. Having seen this kind of halwas, we see a historical halwa. The halwa which is Rakesh. This is the marketing. In Chitra Tirugula and other things, there will be a stall like this. A guy is asking for power and Bhima Raja with the Gata on his hand will be giving this Alva as the Bhima Pushti Alva. So eat this and you will have power. The challenge is he won't have the energy or the teeth to eat. This is so hard. You see this, and there is a knife here somewhere, and then usually they snap the here it is. So this is a long knife, and then they smash it and cut it with their knife into a thin slice. This is so solid, and it is like a cheese. We don't know when it was manufactured, but it is got matured, aged. So it would have been a yellow color when it is manufactured, but it has matured to a dark brown color, which can be cut only with a butcher knife. The texture is like prime beef, almost the red color, the flavors, the grains and everything, like a prime beef. Imagine so many YouTube videos cutting prime beef, the same story here. Solid rock alva, and it takes a cake in terms of hardness. In the scale of hardness, it takes 10. The hardest alva in India. So solid that it has to be cut by a sword. Nowadays, we are not finding it. Earlier, it used to be in all the festivals and other things. Nowadays, we are finding it very difficult to See the shop. Now, from Tamil Nadu, we are moving into Bombay and Gujarat. Bombay is like the center for Gujarat and Rajasthan, and where we get cosmopolitan streets. So there is a popular street called Bombay Halwa. My son used to be liking it for some time, and then whenever I go to Bombay, I buy this. And after, if he forgets to eat it for 1 week or 10 days, and I can use it as a table weight. Such a hard and solid sweet. So again, it was earlier Karachi Alwa, and then it was set up in 1896 by Chandilal, and he moved over to Bombay on this one. His grandson now manages the shop, Punjabi Chandilal Alwa, and along with his two sons who are in IT and business, who resigned their jobs and then now they're following the family business. So when they shifted from this one, it was popular as Karachi Alwa, was rebranded as Bombay Alwa. So this is all coming from that Turkish sweet where the base is corn flour along with water and sugar and ghee or refined oil. So this is a solid one. You can see the texture, which is very solid and it is chewy. Then the second variation of Bombay is the Mahim Alwa. What I had is why we should have a brick when we can have an asbestos sheet. So the comparison between brick and asbestos sheet very apt between Bombay Alwa and Mahim Alwa. So here Joshi Budakaka, his Mahim Halwa wala, he created a variation. So instead of corn flour, he tried with wheat flour and sugar and with water. So Joshi Budakaka, he shifted from Jaipur and Farsan area and he shifted to Mahim by 1800. So it's one of the oldest shops in Bombay. His son, like the Turkish lokum, like the flat sheet kind of and sweet in Turkey, he tried, experimented, did a lot of variation. And finally, he come out on the right kind of a mixture and process to make it into a thin sheet which is translucent. You can see this in light. It is how transparent it is, how beautiful it is. This process is still followed for 200 years. He uses fine wheat flour and in that he uses sprinkling of saffron which gives a translucent sunset hue. Now having done the first one, he started variating in multiple flavors and colors like kesar, vanilla, dry fruit, and then chocolate, rose, mango, pineapple. All these varieties are there. So it comes as sheets. So you take a sheet and then break it into half, eat it, and then do it. This is Bombay. In South, what we do is you take a pineapple. You need to buy the whole pineapple from the vendor, and then you come home. You cut the pineapple by your old knife and you injure your fingers, and by the time half an hour and other thing, you have a mess. You go to Bombay, they cut everything, put some sugar, put it in plastic cover, 3 slices in plastic cover for 10 rupees. When he is going into the train, he grabs a 10 rupees plastic cover, eats it on the way, and then throws the plastic cover even before he boards the train. This is simplicity of Bombay life. So it is another simplicity of Bombay life. Plastic or sheet alwa or paper alwa. So this is a shop, and then they are in Mahim area. On top, the seventh and sixth generation people live on top of this shop. So this is heritage. Now we are coming up with one more variation of this. This is called grain flour variation. It's called ice halwa. The Malhi halwa is need not be stored. Here, the ice halwa is again flat, but it is different. In what way is different? They use corn flour instead of wheat flour, and then they use sprinkling of icing sugar on top of it to give the frosty effect. See here, the frosty effect like ice is brought in, and then again it comes in various flavors. So this form of ice halwa is specialized by Mohanlal Mithaiwala in Vileparla, and they got branches all over Bombay. So whenever I go there, this is one of the popular stuff I buy back. Then from this, we are coming to the next version of Halwas. So these Halwas are based on vegetables. The first one we are seeing is a Gajar Halwa, where we grate the carrots, put milk, sugar, and then garnish, and then come up with a flaky kind of a thing. So if you make it right, the grated carrots will stay as a whole, again well boiled, having absorbed the sweet, and it will be fantastic stuff to eat. In some cases, we also add some koa to it, and it is a popular winter dish. Then the next version is your Shakarkand Alva. How it is done? Using sweet potatoes. So you bake mashed sweet potato and to that add milk, sugar, ghee, and then you get the final product and you decorate it with so many nuts and it is easy to consume. It is a very fantastic sweet. Then you have your Dodi Lauki Alva. This is done out of bottle gourd. The bottle gourd is the popular vegetable in North India. Here we don't use it much. When you use it with the bottle gourd, if you are using only the white portion, it turns out like this. Or if you grate it along with the skin, you get a greener variety. So again, it is a very, very nice, crunchy halwa. Now we are coming to Kashi halwa. What is the Kashi halwa? So was it done in Kashi? No. Kashi means in Sanskrit the white pumpkin. So it is Kashi Fal. So it is a white pumpkin. So when you are doing grated white pumpkin and then do Alwa on this with sugar, this is called Kashi Alwa. The same thing can be done in yellow pumpkin also using jaggery and sugar. So this is the Kashi Alwa, which is normally a popular Karnataka and Kerala, Palakkad Brahmins popular dish, and in Udupi it is very famous. And it is a Kasin Kadu, which is done in yellow pumpkin halwa. There is another cousin of this, which is the Agra Pida, which is again the ingredients are also same white pumpkin and then water, sugar. But the variation is that it is cut into large chunks and then soaked in sugar syrup and then done as solids. So this gives to a solid kind of an material which will be different flavors and different stuff. So this is a variation where you use vegetable. These halwas are very rich in fiber, so it is good for health and dietarily important stuff where we have constipation. Now, having seen all these things, now we are seeing the costliest vegetable in Tamil Nadu, Takali. So everywhere, so even share market doesn't have this kind of an variation. The moment some rains are announced and other things, all the people rush into buy Takali. Suddenly, which is selling at 20, 30 rupees kilo, jumps to 100, 120, 30, and people store it in black market for 3 days. And then what they do with all the hoarded Takali? They do Takali Halwa. So this is how it has might have happened in earlier times. So Takali Alva is typically a South Indian Muslim favorite and normally prepared during Ramadan month. In many of the Muslim marriages, they also give it as a dessert instead of the other desserts. They give it as a thing. And rightly prepared, it is a fantastic food. Here, this is a solid variety where the Takali pulp is retained, cooked as it is. Here, this is more like a Takali jam. In North or in Hyderabad, they call it as a Sajagani Meeta. This is from the Qutub Shahi dynasty, where it is very popular in Hyderabad. Again, now we are coming to the popular Moong Dal Alwa, which is a very good preparation, like our Tiruvadirai Kali and other things. This is how it is done. And what we do is coarse ground Moong Dal is very good. See the texture here. And it might be from sugar or it can be from jaggery. Normally, then in festival occasions, and typically for Shiva, it is one of the popular one. How it is different from Ashoka Alva? In Ashoka Alva, we do boiled mashed moong dal. This is boiled. Here, we roast grind, and then the flour is used. That's a difference that gives two different textures. Now we are coming to the very, very popular Ashoka Alva. In Tiruvayyaru, two things flows. One, the music. The river never flows because it doesn't see much water most of the period nowadays. So what flows in Tiruvayyaru is two things. One, the music. The second one, the Ashoka Alva. This is a fantastic super Alva where if you they give it in banana leaf. If you keep it in horizontal proper pose, it is there. If you slightly tilt it is gone. It flows out. Such is the consistency and smoothness. So that is the Alva that flows. So that's why in the hardness scale, it is in number one, the softest, and this is the most mobile Alva. It is done with here. It is done with boiled green grams, water and sugar. This is the shop where it is famous for Andavar Alva Kadai. This is in a very busy, short corner where we cross the river and take the right hand into Kumbavan. It's a very dense place. And when five people stop the car to buy Ashok Alva, a major traffic jam occurs. Such is the narrow uh, place in which the shop is. But again, there is huge crowd. See the consistency. This is the Alva that flows. Okay, it is a frozen shot. If you tilt it slightly, it moves. So this is again, it has got a journey from Gujarat to Marathas. Marathas brought Besan Alva to Tanjavur in 17th century. And then the locals did some variation with the boiled mash, peeled green gram, and that is Ashoka Alva. This is a popular sweet in hotels in Tanjavur region. And whenever there is some urgent sweet to be done, this is the first one to be done. Then the Besan Alva. Besan is nothing but your chickpea. This is your Bengal flour. Again, when we do a coarse cutting kind of on flour, it gives beautiful flavors. It has got the crunchiness, it has got the lumpiness, and again it absorbs the sweetness. So see this. It is like a coarse version of our kesari, but the taste is totally different and it is very nutritious. Now we come to the richest halwa, badam halwa or cashew halwa. So they say that we use pure badam and cashew only, and then they charge exorbitant amount per kilo. But most of them, they don't use only badam or cashew. It will not stand. There has to be some binding stuff, and then maida is also added. How much maida is added is the question. So they take it either from pureed almond milk or powder or cashew powder, and it's a very rich halwa. You take 1 cup, your toilet next day is guaranteed. So such a hard and dense halwa, but rich flavors. And it is one earlier they used to give cashew nut halwa or badam halwa in very, very small packets. There will be a paper packet this much size in railway canteens. It used to sell for 1 rupee, 10 rupee, 20 rupees. Even now it is getting sold. If you unfold the paper, it will there'll be so much unfold. Finally, we come up with so much quantity of badam halwa. You can't eat it in two mouthfuls. You need to sip it finger by finger. That is the costliness of this halwa. And this is how you should, only that much you should eat. You can't eat one big bowl of badam halwa, you are gone. The next one, we are moving over to the non-veg section. So far, whatever we have seen is veg. Now we are going over to the non-veg section. The first one in non-veg section is the dum rot. It can be veg or it can be non-veg. It is used with the Bengal gram paste and semolina and milk. They use jaggery sometimes and ghee. So it is a typical Tamil Muslim sweet. It is first prepared like a normal halwa. What is the variation is after it is 3/4 cooked, they put it on dum with a lid covered on top and coals put on top. So this is what gives a brown crust on top. That is also the tastiest part. So this is one of the shops in crowded Triplicane area in Basha Alva. This is very famous. There is another shop called Tamil Nadu Alva shop. Both these guys sell best dum roti in city. So it is suji, boiled Bengal gram and egg. Sometimes they add egg, sometimes they don't add. There are two varieties and with milk and sugar or jaggery. So it's a great flavored sweet. Then we could go to the next non-vegetarian, muttai bittai. So this is a variation of milk halwa. In milk halwa, what we do, we just add milk, sugar, and just boil, add ghee in the end, and then we get a soft halwa. If in this process, if I add some beaten egg also, this is what is muttai bittai. Again, this is famous from Ginji, which is going to get a UNESCO monument status very soon. So Ginji is famous for the Ginji fort, and then the other one is Muttai. So this guy near Ginji is one Ampapattu where the Syed Sweets is marketing this, and then they are going aggressive in the brand. So this is Syed Sweets. Now, so the ingredients is sugar, ghee, and milk. This is for our normal palalva. In that, once you add it, it gives into a beautiful custard kind of flavor. See the richness and the taste. And then they put it in an attractive package, and then it is selling like hotcakes or puddings. So this is Alva number 27. Now we come to the final Alva. Again, what is halwa without mutton? So we are doing mutton also. Metas of any ghost. The sweet mutton, I had tasted it in some of the five-star hotels. It is awesome. It's a Hyderabad delicacy. Like your normal biryani, mutton is boiled with onion and spices. And instead of water, they put sugar syrup. And then we need not add much ghee. It has got its own fat, and the fat flavor gives you a different kind of a dimension. Instead of using pour meat, which will come up with a consistency like this, you can also do it with keema, the minced mutton, and this is how the consistency will be. So this is another Hyderabadi delicacy which you can get when you go to Hyderabad. And this is a fantastic one. And then you need to relax and then try it mouth by mouth. The flavors will come out in a different. So far we have seen 28 different varieties of halwa. Again, having seen this, we got a different dimension. In Tamil, giving halwa has got a ulterior meaning. If you say that in Tamil, hey, give me an alvada, then people will laugh. So, are you a joker? Are you so in alva, in giving alva in Tamil, it has got the meaning delude or beguile or cajole something, or giving a promise which he is not going to complete, or saying something which is not there. So this is what it is a popular saying in Tamil called Alva Kudugram. This is giving Alva. In one of the Tamil movies, Amaidi Padai, Satyaraj popularized this concept where he seduces the actress Kasturi in the story by giving drugged Alva to her, and then she got conceived with a son. So the stories are full of Alva Kudukru, giving Alva. There are websites which says that எனக்கு எப்பவுமே அல்வா கொடுத்துதான் பழக்கம். This is I always give false promises or stories to others. This is what I mean. I always give alva and I don't receive it. And then a lot of memes always use this term called hey அவன் எனக்கு அல்வா கொடுத்துட்டான்டா. Even in politics, like when last budget was announced, our Prakash Raj said that this is only the budget for Andhra and Bihar. For rest of the things, they have given you Alva, enjoy it. So that means that nothing has been given to them. So if you look at it from a philosophical or from physics point of view, there is a different meaning. In physics, there is a Schrodinger's cat. This is the philosophical or mental experiment where it shows the duality of objects and status. So the point is, when a cat is put into a cage, an enclosed cage with a material which can slowly kill him, like radiation or the hard bulb or something. And then once a cage is closed, you don't know what is the status of the cat. It may be dead, or it may be alive, or it may be the dual state of dead and alive because you don't know. Unless you open the cage, you know that the cat is dead or the cat is. So this is called the Schrodinger's cat, the duality of the principle. So when we apply to the same to Tirunelveli Halwa, the Tirunelveli Halwa is having a dual state. It is given as well as not given. Alva Gurugram, Alva Gurugram. So the conversation can go like this. Hey, நான் கொடுத்த அல்வா வந்துச்சேடா, did you get the alva what I sent to you all? The other guy says that, no, எனக்கு வரலையே, I didn't get it. So this guy says that, good. Then நான் உனக்கு அல்வா கொடுத்துட்டேன். I gave you the alwa to you, which means that dual status. If he has actually received the alwa, then you got the alwa. If he has not received the alwa, then the sender has given alwa to him, cheated to him. So either way, he has got the alwa. So this is the Schrodinger's cat and the duality principle of Alva. So this is leading to a lot of memes and conversations in this. And I used to ridicule many by giving Alva. This is my favorite pastime. When I was in IT as a project manager or something, we used to have quality initiation meetings for each of my projects, where the quality, we need to talk about the project and other thing. It is customary to give some gifts. I usually take a packet of Alva cubes and then distribute to all. In one, the quality control manager innocently asked me, Babu, is there any interior or ulterior meaning in giving me the Alva? I said, like that she was asking. I said, no ulterior meaning. The message is very clear. I am going to give Alva to you because this is a product based project. Your typical project based processes doesn't apply here. That is Alva I am giving you. So, Alva in Tamil has got a different meaning. In addition to being a sweet, it is also a funny word. Now, having seen and talked about different types of alvas, now you want to get the feel of the alva. How do you get the feel of the alva? We need to talk about texture. Normally, when you talk about substance, there is a Mohs scale of orders where they rate materials from 10 to 1. 10 is your diamond and 1 is slate or chalk and various in between things. So like that, I have worked out a scale of softness for Alwas. It goes on like this. So the topmost shot is taken by, so I'm number 10, the strongest one, rock hard. It requires a sword, is the beam of Alva, which is in Madurai. The number 9 is very hard substance. How hard? It requires the weaker version, the kind of heroes in the ads where they say katak and then they bite the sugar cane, solid sugar cane in one shot. That kind of heroes are required. This is for the Bombay and Karachi Halwa. You eat it fresh, you survive. You keep it for 2-3 days, then you need weaker Vajradhri. Number 8 goes to hard, needs repeated chewing. The Nadan Kozhikode Halwas comes in. It is coconut, it is fruit, it is fiber, so it requires a lot of chewing. But as you chew, you get different flavors. Then number 7, very strong. It sticks to your teeth. It is so strong that it is. This category is Moscow Halwa. Moscow Halwa is prepared from, as we mentioned earlier, maida milk. So no gluten, nothing. It is pure stickiness. So it is very difficult to chew. One moment you chew, you can't speak for the next 2 minutes. Number 6, strong category. It has got nice bites and juicy holes. This is where I love the dodal. It is this juiciness and nice bites is due to the presence of rice flour instead of the milk. So it is a very good medium balanced level kind of an alva. Now, going over to the softer stuff, this is slated. Number 5 is slated. It is still strong. It is like asbestos sheet, still strong, but thin, breakable. It is easy to search it. The Mahi Malwa, Ice Halwa comes into this category. Thin slices, it is strong, but you can easily break and chew. So number 4, flaky. Large bits, it needs constant chewing. All this Vegetable-based halwas, gajar halwa, shakarkand, kashi, kadu, takali, dalia comes in this thing where we need to chew the attributes. Then you come to scale number three, grainy, which grains in the tongue. It can't, it stops in the stomach. In the tongue, it doesn't go to the stomach. So we need to chew, we need to grind a little bit and then push it in. So this is suji, atta, moong dal alwa, badam alwa, all these things are grainy stuff. And you feel the graininess, you savour it, and then let it soak for some time, and then it goes in. The number two is smooth. It just spreads in your mouth and then you just swallow. Smooth. All your Lala Mitai Kadai, wheat halwas, Sokambatti, Tirunelveli, all this belongs to this class. Very smooth and easy, and you just enjoy the taste. The top shots, the gelatins, it just, you put it, it doesn't stand there, it just glides through. So smooth and then so soft. I treat Premavlas wheat halwa is the top shot um, halwa category and the Doodh halwa, both from Premavlas. And the Andavar Kade Ashok halwa, they are the softest ones which just glides down the throat. Fantastic. You need to keep it. Otherwise, if you just tilt it, it is gone. You won't be able to taste it. It is gone down the throat. So this is how the available 28 halwas are classified according to my scale of softness. Now, having seen various halwas, how they are done and other things, you get a simple one picture. In one picture, if you want to describe the entire component architecture of the various halwa products, this is the yantra or engine diagram or a component diagram. So, like I said, halwa is coming from liquids, base, sweetener, and cooking ingredient. So, this is the four components which put together with the heat and other things, you come into halwa. Now, if you expand this and do the variation, this is the variations is possible and see the outcomes. In terms of base, this is the variations possible. If you use milk from cow, wheat or maida or coconut, you get different kind of high-end classy halwas. Similarly, if you use fruits, then banana, date, pineapple and other things, we get fibrous, rich color, flavor, thick halwas. Typically, they are done with coconut oil. Instead of this, if you are using the flour or the grain itself, like rice flour, wheat flour, corn flours, or semolina or broken wheat, you get a grainy kind of an halwa, which is nice, and you can get the feel on the tongue, and then you can swallow it. Again, in pulses, you get vegetables. If you use vegetables like carrot, sweet potato, tomato, and beetroot, you get a lot of fiber. So this halwa is good, and then it is little bit chewy, and then you get big chunks. Pulses also gives different kind of and grainy halwas. You use green gram, Bengal gram, and nuts either as flour or as a ground or baked stuff. It gives a different kind of flavor and different kind of protein requirements. Again, finally, if you start using non-veg like egg whites or mutton as a base, it gives, so it absorbs the flavors and then it gives a different kind of spicy sweetness. That is ultimate. Now coming to the liquids, normally we use most of the wheat milk halwa, nadan halwa, and then grain halwas use water. They don't use milk. This is primarily done to keep the longevity so that the shelf life is long. But the things, the ready to eat kind of halwas, like the vegetable halwas and damka root, mutta muttai, and other things, they got a very low shelf life, 2 days, 3 days, maximum 4 days. They use cow's milk. Then there is another variation where they use coconut milk. And this is to boil And then this is to flavor rich creamy filling. This is done in Dodal as well as Muscat Alwa. Coming to sweetener, most of the Alwas use by default white sugar nowadays. But in rare cases, Northern Alva, the Kadu Alva, the Moong Dal Alva, the Amko root, sometimes they use country sugar jaggery. It gives a different kind of and calcium rich flavor. The only exception here in this 28 is Dodal, which uses palm jaggery, which gives a totally different kind of flavor for this. Then finally, if you look at the cooking medium, if you are using ghee, which is normally, they say it is a default, we use only ghee, nothing else. But pure ghee is so heavy. In many situations, they they have a mixture of ghee and refined oil. But in many of the halwas like Kasi halwa, Kadu, Takali and other things, they use refined oil only. Only in exception cases like Dodal and Nada halwa, they use coconut oil as a cooking medium, which gives a different kind of flavor, and its shelf life is also very long. So, if you want to describe the Alva world in a nutshell, this is how we can do it in one slide. So, now coming to the conclusion, what we say is Alva is a name, Alva is an emotion. So, while Alva is a sweet, Alva, the thing we give in good faith or in bad faith, is an emotion and a culture. So, it is a rich expression of India's diverse culinary culture. We saw how many variations. Each variety reflects the unique materials that are available in that part and which is relevant to the climate of the particular part in making sweets. So it has got a different flavor by changing the flour, the changing the water and other things. You get different flavors, different textures from solid to liquid and many variations between. And we saw the scale of softness. And this not only satisfies our taste, but with different varieties of halwas, it enriches our understanding of culture, how we have developed different tastes to cater regional needs and for the nutritional values, and then how it is aligned and blended with our Sanadana system, where it is given as prasad in many places. So, let us enjoy these 28 varieties listed here and more. This is only a representative. Once you see this video, if I left out any other form of alwas, if I spend another 1 week, I can add something more. But if I left out anything, please add it in the comments, and then I will add them in the future version for a detailed coverage. So the final line is, let us give Alva to all. Whatever we got, we give it to others and let everybody enjoy the Alva and have a great time. So thank you. Thanks for patiently listening to all the Alva I have given in the past 1.5 hours or 1 hour. And if you have any clarification and other things, you can contact me in this detail. And this and similar videos are available in my YouTube channel, Babu for Heritage. You can subscribe and share this to your friends. So this has got around 50 my own videos on various subjects in art and architecture. And it has got around 120 curated lists on various dimensions of heritage and 250 videos links where I have seen and said that it is a high class item and very, very relevant. So I had it as a curated video. So if you go to Kanjipuram Heritage, there may be some videos presented by me, and many of the curated videos are from the industry experts who have done the best and factual presentation. So please subscribe to this and help us spread the heritage awareness. So, thank you for an interesting session on Alwas. So, we eat Alva, we give Alva, we think about Alva, and a apt thing for the Diwali holidays. So, suggest us in the note for covering similar subjects and the same size, where it will give us an idea on what kind of subjects people are interested in this design. So thank you for the support and have an excellent time. And goodbye till we meet in our next session.